Who's ready for some boom, baby? Boom! Up in your face. It's your morning marijuana motivation time. I'm your host with the mostest, Marky Satan. As soon as I start the show, I had the fucking whole spot open to myself. It already got people pulling up. You know, already know. Got my water over there. X marks the spot. This is a day to either cope over can't. And that's our morning marijuana motivation. This morning's motivation, I'm gonna get the fuck away from all these people, is for cope over can't. You know, my cousin was talking to me, crying last night. I got friends that always crying to me every night. And I looked over it and I was like, not for nothing, you're not coping, you're canting. And we're gonna have this conversation this morning at Saints Addiction, leg out. This is the brand. This is It's very simple. You know, I'm stories, kind of like the dude said in San Quentin. Same stories, just different faces. You know, everybody sitting around go, I want to see my kid, but you drinking. Oh, I want to be a father, but you're playing video games. And oh yeah, by the way, Plastic Pocket Challenge. How the fuck did this not make it to the trash? I'll never know. And it's unfortunate because I could feel his pain. I said, Cuzzo, I got to talk to you real quick because I don't know if I'm going to talk to you ever again. You've ignored my last 10, 15 calls. I just stopped calling. And just like a drunk one, he was drinking while he was calling. His feelings were all hurt. He wanted to express himself, but not fix himself. And you know what it's like. I mean, shit, if you've ever been a bartender, you know that you're someone's psychologist endlessly, day after day, same stories, no progress. And that's why you have to add cope over can't, because there's some issues when we don't cope, we start canting. And I hate that word, dude. Like, if anything my father gave me was the ability to not use the C word. It's like can or won't, you know what I mean? And are you a leader or are you a follower? And he was punking me and he was being abusive and bullying, but at the same time, I ain't no bitch. And I don't use the C word. And another one was the E word. Everybody's, what's the E word? Oh, I don't want to know. When I was watching it was about Tiger Woods' dad and how he was in the military and was hard on Tiger. And he's like, just say the E word, just say the E word. And Tiger Woods would never say the E word. Do you know what the E word is? I'll wait. No, I won't. The E word is enough. You know, when you've had enough. I do endure over enough, you know, like this is mostly Saints. This is the Halo and Horns. This is my over series of shirts, but love over hate, heal over hurt, and cope over can't, because that's what you're doing. For sure, you're not coping. And like 3 baby mamas later, and the last baby mama's leaving and took all the babies, you're left with just yourself, the common denominator. And I was just sitting there going like, what the fuck, bro? Not for nothing. You've had 3 chances to have babies, families, and be the father and step up. And each time you're blaming the baby mama, or you smacked up on them, or you couldn't hold your temper and you had to check a bitch like a smog, but you can't check yourself. That's where it's at. That's that attitude. That's that mentality. And that's that stuckness that I keep talking about every morning when I'm out here being free. And I love my life. Love this life. And I made it myself, and I remember being tortured by my depression. I remember being tortured by my pain and not being a solution to the situation. I was drilling the hole in the canoe. I was the one poking myself. You talk about poking a bear, you're poking yourself, bro. And that's not getting laid. That's getting fucked. And you don't want to get fucked. You want to put some lipstick on and some Vaseline real quick, maybe some, maybe some Marvin Gaye or some Barry White, because you want this to be smooth when you're getting fucked, and it's not smooth when you're fucking yourself, you know? It's not smooth, Plastic Pocket Challenge, when you're drilling holes in your own canoe, you know? It's not smooth when you are tortured but not helping yourself. It's not a process that you really want to see, because you rather sit there in pain and drink it away. And I was like, how's that a solution today? Let's get these air bubbles out of my stomach. But it wasn't a solution. It was a stillness, you know? Joe Rogan's right. People just want to sit still. They want their soda pop and their fast food in front of the TV, and nobody bothering them, and nobody getting in their way. They got the controller. They're in control, but they have no self-control. And it was just like, if you had self-control, you would have got up and made the meal instead of having all the cholesterol, sodium, and non-nutritious food fed to you, right? You didn't put any further energy to grow your own food. One of the things that I watch all the time is that you could literally take seeds out of the lemon, out of the kiwi, out of the orange, and remake all the food yourself. We all have, well, maybe not today, the sunshine, but we all have this space and shine. This is so cool how this blows it away. Can you see how it's blowing away a little circle? Let me take quick pictures. Pretty cool. Hold on. I'm almost there. Got you. I got you. See, little circle, a perimeter. That's what we want. You know, a perimeter go. Yeah, we don't see them as losses anymore. We see them as lessons, and we see these as progressions and evolutions that we needed to go through to elevate ourselves. He kept bumping into the same headache, and he did, bro. You're just like everybody else. Everyone I know, all these dudes swearing they want to be an awesome father, but they don't put any time in, or all they're doing is drinking or playing video games, and you're like, you're lying. And I hate to tell you to your face, but Saints Addiction was about telling the truth. Here we go. Let me get my smoke on with you. But yeah, Saints Addiction was about telling the truth on myself, on my actions, on my habits, all the things that I was pulling on myself where you weren't looking. I saw it. You know it. You know it. I know it. You know what I mean? Like, dude. And I'm like sitting there going like, who else are you going to blame? You know, who else are you going to blame when your album doesn't drop? Who else are you going to blame when you can't keep your temper? And then he was like, oh, well, I protected her many times. I was like, bro, that's not protection. That's sweating. I kept telling all my reliable models, I'm just checking, not sweating. He's checking bitches like a smog, being like, I'm so protective. Then you're going to argue with her all the way home, punk her too, and then you're just abusive. And he was just like, oh my God, that makes so much sense, Mark. And I was just like, bro, I got the same blood in you, same Creole blood, that wild blood that wants to pop off, say what I want to say, do what I want to do, and be wild. Guess what? I learned. I was taught by my anger. Just like the Buddha says, I was taught by my anger, and I lost my child, 5-month-old, from an unwanted abortion, 26 weeks long. Wanted this baby so bad, was in love, thought everything was going my way. I was so happy, and I went all the way down to the shit. And you know it. You know when you've been to the top of the mountain, you know when you've been to the valley. And I was like, oh, I paid the heaviest price for this lesson. This was not fucking funny anymore. You got to learn how to be self-disciplined. And I was like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, you right, bro. You right. I'm wrong. You know, I've been treating myself wrong. I've been treating other people's wrong. My reaction speed is wrong. And then there I am sitting there going, it's all wrong. It's all bad. And why is it all bad? And turned out my actions were bad, right? You can't possibly be intellectual and sit there and think that drinking was going to fix the topic. Not one person in 5,000 years has made drinking work for them. All the humans on this planet have all made mistakes under alcohol, but you keep doubling down on alcohol, but wondering why your children keep going away. How many people have got to lose their families before they blame the drugs? But they'll blame the pain. And that's why I said you got to cope over camp, because the pain is fuel, but you kept looking at it as an enabler. You kept looking at it as a crutch. It's somebody that I could just go, hey, this is my excuse. You know what I'm saying? This is why I can't walk right. You know what I mean? This is why I didn't go nowhere. This is why I never traveled. You know what I mean? I never started a business. I never started a family. I was too scared. It wasn't right enough, or they were mean to me, or I didn't quit drinking. I would love for his mouth to open up and say, I need to stop drinking. I've wasted 3 relationships and I don't want to fucking stop, but I want everybody else to work around me. Get your entitlement out of here, bro. Come on, man, we got the same blood. I don't want to hear that. I called you 10 times, you didn't fucking answer the phone. And now you want to call me while you're drunk, drinking on the phone, talking about this ain't good, this ain't good, this ain't good. And I'm like, bro, you got to stop. You got to stop it right now, because your cousin owns Saints Addiction, right? I made this label. I made myself sober. This is a sober brand. And I'm trying to tell you, you sound like every other motherfucker that wants to get sober, but doesn't want to do the work to get sober. Holler at your boy. Bless up. Let's go. And they go, I'm not smoking as much. He's talking about weed. It's because he couldn't afford it. He literally had his Black and Mild ready to go. I promise you, you have all of your habits around you. Humans are like that. And I promise you that you're still addicted to them because you're making sure that they're around you. It was like Joey Diaz saying it on Joe Rogan's show. He said, I was happy just knowing I had an ounce of blow at the house. I didn't even have to do it. I was just comfortable knowing that in case of emergency, break glass, snort lines, I'm okay. And that's what you're wondering. Sneaking your little shots. Ooh, I eased in. I'm good now. You know, if I'm wrong, then I want to be right. You know, you got to get right, bro. And I was just so sick of hearing it from all of them. Best friend, cousin, my friend in Finland, you know, drinking out all his teeth. Then his brother gave him 10,000 euros to fix his badass teeth. What'd he do? He drank all that too. And then you sit there and you go, didn't I just talk about guilt, blame, and shame yesterday? Didn't I just talk about turning pain into fuel? Right. Didn't I talk about all of us being mistake masters? Me too. And that's what I had to do. I had to get my ultimate freedom, like our anarchy on my back, and be free from all the bullshit I was pulling, right? Being manic at people and then asking them to handle me. That's not their job. They're going to get away from me. Siktir git in Turkish. They say siktir git lan. That means get the fuck away from me, bro. Siktir git lan. Like, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. And that's what you are. Just some bull. Hold on, I got to go back and show you this. Because I got the sit thing down, but it's some bull and some shit. And as a Taurus male that is a bull, I've been seeing it my whole life. You got the bull and you got the shit. See it shitting? That's your bull and that's your shit. In the front comes the bull. Out the back comes the shit. And that's where we've been doing it. Out the back, you forgot the lipstick and the Vaseline. Hell, you probably forgot to put a movie on. And now you're just fucking yourself. Finger bang that phone more. Keep blaming everybody else. Don't change nothing about yourself, but make everybody else know that you're in pain. And wait, my father died. But wait, then my girlfriend left me. But wait, then my dog died. And then now I'm a country song, and I didn't add any new lyrics to make it a better song. I didn't add the part where I started to fix my health. I started to fix my wealth. I started to fix my mindset. I didn't hear any of that. That story was long gone. And all I heard was why I hurt so much. So stop, bro. Stop whining. You're grown. 3 strikes and out, homie. No more can you blame anybody else. These women had babies by you and you still swung on them. These women put up with you while you were drinking and gave you babies and you still talking shit. How are you going to be above it all when that's not intelligent? And he was trying to argue with his brother, talking about, you ain't that smart and I'm more smart than you. And I said, no, there's 2 idiots arguing right now. He said, how's that? I'm not stupid. I'm not ignorant. I said, yeah, you are, because stupid people try to convince people that they're stupid. That first and foremost, right? How are you going to get to your brother and say, oh, you're not smart enough and you're not doing it right? Who's going to listen to that teaching style? Who's going to listen to someone calling them stupid? And who's going to be stupid and admit it? Nobody. So that's the ignorance, the blind leading the blind. Like, you just arguing. 2 people arguing or 2 idiots. And I mean, to the moment that you don't know how to walk away or handle conversations or handle conflict, then we have to have this conversation today. And it's unfortunate because motherfuckers keep isolating themselves. They're isolating. He didn't answer the phone, right? He didn't change any habits, right? And now all his kids are gone and he just doubled down on his depression. How are you going to get past that? I'm here in Vegas. Show me. That's a fucking challenge. Show me how you're going to get past that when the odds are against you. When you're holding 2s and 7s at a poker game, or you're not splitting aces, or, you know, you got to improve your odds. And there's Vegas right down there. Vegas over there, player. And everybody wants to play the odds, but there we are. We want to be the oddball or the outlier and say that all things are going to change around me. You know, no, everything goes around the sun, not you, not me, not my habits, and not my perspective. And I had to get a healthy dose of it so I could heal and I could get away from what I was doing to myself. And that's why I was just like, bro, you need to cope. You know, I don't want to hear about what happened. I want to hear what you're going to do next. And he didn't want to get around. He was like, oh, bro, that's made so much sense, cuz. I said, yeah, man, because I be trying to regulate on motherfuckers like I'm the sheriff. You know, I'm sheriff of Nottingham. I'm the fucking sheriff of Vegas. Marshal me up. No, man, it's not my job to educate you. I'm not your professor. I'm not your daddy. It's not my job to argue with you. It's my job to get away from arguments, confusion, misunderstandings, you know, and understanding myself. It's so much fun. So easy to sit there and go, they did this and they did that and they made me feel a certain type of way, like a little kid. And it was just like, bro, we ain't kids no more. Children blame. Adults take accountability. And then they say, oh shit, when you do the math, I am the common denominator. And if all these women are saying that I'm abusive and you're putting hands on them, maybe it is you. Maybe it is your anger. Maybe it is your temper. Maybe it is your light trigger. And then you're going to have that conversation with yourself. Yeah, like the already whispered, all the women left and they took the kids with them. So now you don't have no kids to lean on. You ain't got no girl to lean on. So what'd you lean on? The alcohol crutch. And this motherfucker's going in to the hospital at the same time his baby's being born. They're in the same hospital. He became a victim and the baby was being born at the same time. And you're just like, that's two victims in the water. That's what they used to teach us over in lifeguarding, was if someone fights you when you're trying to save their life, break their fucking nose, save their life, because we don't need two bodies in the water. Then we got two victims, and now it's going to take like two more people to come save you, right? Put the air mask on yourself first. That part. You know, and that's it. I sit there and I go, I had to fix it. I'm showing every day. I'm like, bro, I'm doing the morning motivation every day, and you're not even watching. Your cousin got sober right in front of you, and you're not even learning. No, I watch it sometimes, and I was just like, no, you don't, bro. You've been watching football. Plastic Pocket Challenge. You've been watching football and whatever else you want to do, doing what you want to do instead of doing what you have to do. And that's why we're having these conversations this morning and just watching you whine about it. I'm sick of it. I don't want to hear the whining no more. I don't want to hear the excuses no more. You're telling the same story. You're just a different face, bro. And that's it. And not one of y'all started to become a marathon runner. Like I saw the 1,000 Mile episode with all the guys from, what's it called? San Quentin, right? Sure, you done fucked up. But do you have to keep fucking up, right? Do you have to double down on stupid? I call it stupid stubborn, but it's literally doubling down on my stubbornness and going, oh, yeah, you couldn't let that go, so now it's punishing you. Or, oh, you didn't know how to cope, now you're going to have to feel the pain. And, oh, you thought the easy way out was going to be easy, and it just doubled down on hard. And that's it. And I got sick of people just doubling down on hard. You know, I got sick of me doubling down on hard. I want to see me succeed. And that's the biggest thing of this whole conversation for Saints Addiction. Not only that I made it around the world away from depression and make my brands, but also, bro, I had to find a way to be happy again, right? To fucking get over it and say that life's still continuing on while you're over there trying to not grow, right? And we kept talking about growing pains. Everybody else knows they have to grow. They have to grow up one day. They can't stay the same. Nothing can and nothing ever will. It's all about change. And that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to change. One day, a habit, a perspective. What else can you change? Your reactions, you know? You're not responsible for what they do to you. You're only responsible for how you handle it. And I asked my blunt on that. So important that you handle it, bro. That you handle life situations. That is, it's a test, man. And it's going to come with a different type of grade. And the way you always like, do I get an A? Do I get a B? Do I get a D? F? Whatever. It's all about the quality. Do you get the quality of your life? Do you have your health? Do you have your wealth? Do you have your family? No? Then you didn't do it right. And you could say it's a pass or fail, and you could say A or F, but I'm telling you right now, there's a grade, and we all kind of want to grade ourselves. We know how to compete. We know how to measure. We know how to compete with the Joneses, and we know how to be jealous and envious. That's easy. Um, Competing, not so easy. Now all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's up to me. I'm empowered. I had the power to do some push-ups instead of lifting that beer. I had the power to go for a walk instead of hit my girl. I had the power to walk away, and I didn't. Marky Saint. And from here on out, I will. For here on out, I will. And I paid the ultimate price to learn that lesson, so I'll teach you for free. But you don't want to lose a child's life before your own temper. You don't want to lose your life to your anger, constantly be in a state of mind of just hating and can't see nothing but negative and complaining. That's an F minus. What do you say? What's up, D minus? B minus? You know what I mean? You're like, this ain't even a B minus. This is an F minus. This is an ultimate fail, epic fail. And no one's gonna put a gold star on you. They're just gonna not deal with you. You're too much. I've been too much my whole life. Too much energy, not enough listening. Too much talking, not enough listening. 2 ears, 1 mouth. Complaining, not enough gratitude, not enough gratefulness. You know, to say, hey, let's put some shine on the things that we do have instead of the things we don't have, right? And how many of us can't wait to say, oh, I'm missing something. And you know, like I know, as soon as you go, it's like the hospital, you just want one thing. Those 1,000 things that are on your list come down to one, and that's priorities. And that's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to prioritize our family, our reactions, our relationships. Let me get some tissue for my nose. Keep running, always running. Yeah, always running. It's cold outside again. It's storming and raining, but there's nobody to blame. I ain't trying to fucking complain. I'm grateful I'm the paper and leave. When I was going around, let me go around these people. When I was going around, you know, not for nothing, jail ain't gonna let me. That was a jail toilet in there. It reminds me of my freedom. You know, some people, it triggers them. I would say reminding over triggering, because reminding and remembering over triggering is the ultimate lesson that you learned it. You weren't going to repeat it. You already know what happened. You already know that you made this mistake. That's why I use the maker's mark, mistake master. It's because you already experienced this. Experience is the best teacher. So why would you go again to like the same bar over and over again? You already experienced this. And the challenge was try experiencing something else. And I think, actually I know that all people that are depressed or not feeling well will want to feel away from that, right? That's why we do drugs. That's why we need hugs over drugs. That's why we need family instead of judgment, you know, a family over judge. Shit, that should be a shirt too, because you shouldn't be judging. You know, we all mistake masters out here. We all have lived a life, and not one of us is shot perfect. You know, it was just the ones that were like, okay, that didn't work. So let's get back to work. You know, let's go back to work and find what does work, because I'm sick of having 1 relationship, 2 relationship, 3 relationship, baby mama after baby mama after baby mama, argument after argument, fights with everybody, just can't go right. And now you got nobody, and nobody wants to deal with you. You already know. It's time to go. It's time to be up on your feet. It's time to be high knees. It's time to feel the sunrise instead of the sad sorrows. It's time to feel your heart beat instead of it break. It's time to grow and learn instead of be like pain and personal. And that's all it is. You want to mature? You want to evolve? You want to get to caterpillar to butterfly status? Guess what, homie? Process. And guess what? Also, pressure. Pressure makes diamonds. And all these tests weighing you out, you didn't even fucking know it. You're like, oh shit, I'm just fucking doing my thing. No, you're doing the life thing. And the way you live your life, the way you act, the way you swerve, what were they saying about Puff Daddy and all these guys? They were embarrassed because the way they like to run it. You know, how do you run it? You know, are you hiding? Are you sliding? Are you pretending like you don't know what the fuck's going on? Okay, well, guess what? Eventually, everybody else will let you know because there'll be nobody else around. Everybody be mad because you argued with them, be mad because you drank all their beer too, and then be mad because you're on the couch and you're supposed to have your own home. And that's a lot of us. There's a lot of us young men and women out there living out of their cars, taking showers at the Planet Fitness or wherever they go and making it work. I've seen it many a times. You've seen them probably too on the TikToks and the reels, the shorts. And I'm just like, fuck, bro, been there and done that and hated it. And what do we do to make that work? You know what I mean? How do we cope instead of say can't? How do we shift away from homelessness to homefulness? How do we shift away from blame and start getting some shine? How do we get ourselves away from these things that hurt us so bad? You know, he was in so much pain and I mean death and loss and breakups, and I'm just like, yeah, man, welcome to the human race. Welcome to the human race. And that's what the chick was saying, you know, like, dude, look at it this way. The guy got on the fucking subway and he fucking ripped open his vest and he said, what did he say? He said, he went right next to the stock trader that lost everything he worked for. He's like, you killed everything I worked for the last 15 years in one day. And he ripped open his coat and he said, don't nobody move. This is a bomb, right? You know what I mean? He's got a bomb on his chest in the subway. Everybody freaking. So lady go, calm down. He's like, hey, you, the guy, how's this end up all the way over here? I'll never know. Okay. He said, hey, you, dude. He's just like the guy that was the stockbroker that lost everything. He's like, I lost my wife. I lost all my kids' college fund, you know. I lost everything. My wife's divorcing me now, so you might as well blow me up because I'm going with you. My shit sucks too. And the lady said, don't blow him up. Hold on, plastic pocket challenge. Said, don't blow him up. I got fired today, and I got 3 kids at home, right? And she was like, see, all of us are human. Right? All of us done fucked up. Everybody on this subway is looking down on their phone and they got to frown because guess what? Life sucks sometimes, man. Life can be hard. C'est la vie, such is life. And unfortunately, it's like that sometimes. But I'm trying to tell you, there are coping mechanisms. And this is what Saints Addiction was all about. It could be maybe some mushrooms. Maybe my cousin needs a microdose for a week, you know? Maybe you need to stop going to the same fucking bar. Right? Like, maybe you need to leave your city. Maybe you do need to do that business or app. I don't know, dude. Like, but give it a go because it's for sure going to go. Time, the pain, all of it. It's all going to go past. This too shall pass. But what'd you do in the meantime, bro? Did you cope or did you can't? And that's why I was having this conversation because I'm sick of having the same conversation, but just with different faces. And I was just like, you know, it's the same stories, just a different face. And you're going to be, oh, my feelings hurt and everybody hurt my feelings. Plastic pocket challenge. You know, everybody hurt my feelings. They're all to blame but me. And I'm like, bro, you're the common denominator in this. Ain't nobody, you smart enough talking about how intelligent you are. Ain't nobody not that smart, right, that don't know that drinking ain't going to be helpful, right? Like, you don't need to be next scientist or genius to figure that part out. No, ma'am, no, sir. Guess what's going to happen? Life is going to teach you. So you can be taught by life. I recommend not being taught by your anger. Highly recommend that. And I recommend being observant and doing your own thing. Dogs on shirts. So cool. Morning, bro. And that's it. You just keep it going. And don't stop till you get it. So I'm going to be the guy that just stays away from drama. I'm going to be the guy that stays away from my anger. I want to be the guy that finds my health, that finds the solution. And I just feel it to be way more comfortable. I can focus on businesses and creativity and designs. I can focus on minds, you know, and what I want to grow instead of what hurts, you know. So let's grow over hurt. And go over to Mostly Saints, give it a like. We got more shirt designs coming. And as always, peace and love. And Chigatan. That means goodbye, but not forever in Phoenix. And I will see you on the other side. The other side of your fears. The other side of your excuses. the other side of the world, because that's where I'll be. Your boy Marky saying Saints Addiction. We out here. We outside. Know what I mean? I'm trying to smoke another bleezy. I'll see you, my knees. Hit me up in the DMs. Saints Addiction. Love you guys. I'm out.